Stop. Do not scroll past this moment. It is not by chance that your thumb rested here or that your eyes caught these words. I have been orchestrating this meeting since before the foundation of the world. I am the one who formed your heart in the secret place, the one who knows the rhythm of your breath and the weight of your silence. I have watched you wandering through the digital noise, searching for a sign, a reason, a spark of hope. Today the search ends. I have paused the universe just for you. Listen closely, my precious one, for my voice is a whisper that carries the weight of eternity. I know the questions you carry in the quiet hours of the night. I know the feeling that you are just a number, a ghost in a machine, or a mistake in a cold, uncaring world. But I am here to tell you that you are my masterpiece. I am the great architect, and I do not make errors. I have waited for this exact second to speak to your soul, to remind you that you are seen, you are known, and you are loved with a love that has no end. Before I reveal the deep secrets of your existence and the blessing that is already moving toward you, I want you to acknowledge my presence. Do not be silent in this holy moment. Open the gates of heaven with your declaration. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to signal that your heart is open and ready to receive. This is your first act of faith today, a physical manifestation of your spiritual alignment. As you do this, feel the atmosphere around you shift. The heaviness is beginning to lift because you have recognized my voice. I want you to join this family of light, this community of believers who are waking up to their true identity. Press the like button right now to connect your energy with mine and subscribe to this channel to mark your presence in my house. By doing so, you are telling the universe that you are no longer a wanderer, but a child of the Most High, claimed, protected, and destined for greatness. Do not miss this divine appointment, for what I am about to share will settle the storm in your heart forever. I see you, my child. I see the fatigue in your eyes and the uncertainty that has clouded your vision. You have been carrying a heavy question, a question that has kept you awake while the rest of the world slept. You wonder, why am I here? Why did you create me if the path was going to be this hard? You feel as though you are falling behind, that others have found their way while you are still trapped in the shadows of doubt. I know. I know the sting of that loneliness. I know the ache of feeling like an outsider in your own life. But I tell you today, you are not behind. You are being built. You are not breaking, you are becoming. Every tear you have shed has been collected in my bottle, and every prayer you thought went unheard is actually a seed that is about to bloom into a miracle. Stay with me, for the answers I'm about to give you will strip away the lies of the enemy and restore your soul. You are on the verge of a spiritual shift that will change your destiny forever. This is the moment your life aligns with my purpose, and the mystery of your creation begins to unfold. I saw you last night, my beloved. I saw you staring at the ceiling at 3:00 a.m. while the world was wrapped in a heavy, indifferent silence. I saw the way your thoughts raced like a river, breaking its banks, overflowing with the fear that you are truly alone. You felt like a tiny, insignificant speck of dust floating in a vast, cold universe that doesn't even know your name. I was there, sitting at the edge of your bed, watching the silent tears that you didn't even have the energy to wipe away. You looked around your room at your life, at the dreams that seemed to be slipping through your fingers, and you felt a hollow ache in the center of your chest, a void that no amount of success, no amount of distraction, and no human company can seem to fill. I know that emptiness. I know that hollow feeling that makes you feel like an outsider in your own skin, as if you are playing a role in a play that you never signed up for. You are tired of pretending that everything is fine when your soul is gasping for air. You look at the stars and feel small. But I want you to know that the same hands that stretched out the heavens are the hands that knit you together in your mother's womb. That void you feel, that deep existential loneliness, is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that you were made for something more than this world can offer. You are searching for home in a place that is only a temporary dwelling. People try to fill that space with noise, with work, with relationships that leave them thirstier than before. But the void remains because it is a space shaped specifically for me. I designed that hunger within you so that you would never be satisfied with the shadows of this world. You were created by love for love, and your heart will remain restless until it finds its rest in me. You are not a mistake of evolution or a random accident of biology. You are a deliberate thought of the Creator, and even in your darkest moments of isolation, my spirit is hovering over the chaos of your mind, bringing order and light. Many times you have looked at the people around you, their smiles, their filtered lives, their apparent certainty, and you have asked yourself, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel this gap between who I am and who I am supposed to be? My child, that gap is where my grace performs its greatest work. I saw you in the crowded room where you felt more invisible than when you were alone. I saw you smiling at others while your soul was screaming for someone to truly see you. I want you to hear me now. I see you. I see the parts of you that you hide from everyone else, the parts you think are too broken or too dark to be loved. I am not looking at your mask. I am looking at your heart. I am drawn to your weakness, not repelled by it. The void inside you is not a pit of despair. It is a womb of possibility. It is the canvas upon which I am about to paint a masterpiece of restoration. You have tried to heal yourself for so long, but you were never meant to carry the weight of your own creation. Do not fear the silence, for in the silence my voice becomes clearer. Do not fear the loneliness, for it is often the desert where I meet my chosen ones face to face. You are entering a season where the shallow things will no longer satisfy you, because I am calling you into the deep. This feeling of being lost is actually the beginning of being found in a way you never imagined. I am moving the pieces of your life, shifting the ground beneath your feet, not to make you fall, but to align you with the purpose I wrote for you before time began. Trust the process, my precious one. The void is about to be filled with a peace that surpasses all understanding and a joy that the world can neither give nor take away. This ache in your soul is the homing beacon I placed there to guide you back to my heart. You are not drifting. You are being drawn. You are not empty. You are being emptied of the things that do not matter, so that you can be filled with everything that does. I see the shadow that follows you, the one you call shame. You think you have wandered too far, that the stains on your soul are too deep for even my light to reach. You carry the weight of every I should have, and every why did I, like a backpack filled with lead, bending your shoulders until you can no longer look up. You look into the mirror and see only your failures, the secret sins, the words spoken in anger, and the promises you failed to keep. You assume that when I look at you, I see the same list of grievances. You imagine me sitting on a throne of cold judgment, shaking my head in disappointment, waiting for you to finally get it right before I can love you again. But my child, I do not see you through the lens of your sins. I see you through the lens of my infinite love. I saw the moment you made that choice you regret, and I saw the moment after when your heart broke in silent repentance. I did not turn away then, and I will not turn away now. Your mistakes do not define your essence. They are merely the backdrop against which I am about to display the magnitude of my mercy. You have asked me in the depths of your despair, Father. If you are all-knowing, why did you create me knowing I would fall? Why give me life only to watch me stumble and cause such pain to myself and others? This question eats at your peace, making you feel like a failed experiment or a bad investment of divine breath. But listen to my voice, for it is the only truth that matters. I did not create a perfect cold statue to sit in a museum. I created a living, breathing child to walk in a dynamic, growing relationship with me. I knew every stumble before I ever spoke, light be into the darkness. I knew every detour you would take, every mountain you would struggle to climb, and every valley where you would lose your way and cry out in fear. And yet, I chose to breathe life into you anyway. Because to me, you are worth the risk. You are worth the process. I didn't create you to be perfect. I created you to be mine. Your value is not based on your performance, but on your eternal identity as my offspring. Now I want you to do something for me, a small act of faith to break the cycle of condemnation. Stop for a moment. Take a deep, slow breath. Place your right hand over your left chest, right where your heart is beating beneath the surface. Do you feel that rhythmic thumping is not just a biological function or a coincidence of nature? It is my finger tapping on the door of your soul. It is the sound of my life-sustaining power keeping you in this world. Because I am not through with you yet. If your heart is still beating, my grace is still flowing. If there is still breath in your lungs, there is still a magnificent purpose for your future. Feel the warmth of your skin and the steady, persistent pulse under your palm. This is the physical evidence that I have not abandoned you to your past. I do not give up on what I have started. You think you are falling apart, but you are actually falling into my hands, which are scarred with the very love that redeemed you. Let the warmth of this moment melt away the ice of your guilt. I am not looking for a reason to cast you out. I am looking for every opportunity to bring you closer to my heart. You are not being punished. You are being refined. The fire of your trials and even the heat of your own mistakes is not meant to consume you, but to burn away the chains of the past that have held you captive for far too long. I know the enemy whispers in your ear that it is too late, that you have wasted your best years, and that you are damaged goods that no one, not even God, could want. Those are lies born of darkness, intended to keep you from the light of your calling. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the 70 times 7 chance. I specialize in making beauty from ashes and strength from weakness. I can take the very things you are most ashamed of and turn them into the foundation of your greatest testimony. When I look at you, I don't see the person who fell. I see the person who is being raised up by my sovereign hand. Release the heavy burden of your guilt at my feet right now. You were never meant to carry it. I already carried it all the way to the cross so that you could walk in the sunshine of freedom today. I hear the thoughts you are afraid to speak aloud, of the ones that simmer in the dark corners of your mind when the world feels too heavy to bear. I hear the silent why that echoes through your soul when you look at the unfairness of your life. You look at the people who do not seek me, yet they seem to prosper, while you who try so hard to be good are met with one storm after another. I hear the accusation you whisper in your heart. Lord, if you are so powerful, why did you let them hurt me? If you are so loving, why am I still in this desert? Where were you when I was screaming for help? And the only answer was the cold silence of the night. Do not think that I am offended by your questions. I am not a fragile God who shatters when a child asks for an explanation. I am not a distant king who punishes honesty. I see the frustration, the anger, and the resentment behind your tears. And I want you to know, that I welcome your truth. I would rather have your honest anger than 1,000 hollow praises. You feel as though I have hidden my face from you, as if I am watching your struggle from a safe distance, indifferent to your pain. But I tell you, my beloved, I have been in the furnace with you every single second. I was there when the door was slammed in your face. I was there when the betrayal cut deep into your spirit. I was there when the bank account ran dry and the fear of the future paralyzed your breath. You ask why I allowed the enemy to touch your life, why I let the shadows grow so long that you could no longer see the path. Listen to me. The trouble was never sent to stop you. It was sent to push you forward. I know it feels like a punishment, but you are being trained for a level of glory you cannot yet imagine. I do not give big assignments to small people, and the pressure you are feeling right now is the necessary force needed to make you soar to the heights I have destined for you. I did not deliver you from the fire because I am making you fireproof. I know it is hard to understand why the wicked seem to win or why the innocent must suffer. You see only the tiny fragment of time you are living in, while I see the entire map of eternity. You see a delay, but I see protection. You see rejection, but I see redirection. There are things I have kept from you because you are not yet strong enough to carry the weight of them. There are paths I blocked because I knew they would lead to your destruction, even if they looked beautiful to your human eyes. My silence is not abandonment. It is a test of what you have learned in the light. It is a holy pause where your character is being forged in the quietness of the desert. Rock bottom is not your grave. It is the solid, unshakable foundation upon which I am rebuilding a life that can never be torn down again. I am not angry at your confusion, for I understand that you cannot see the end from the beginning. You see the tangled threads on the back of the tapestry, but I am weaving a masterpiece of victory. Every scar you carry is not a mark of shame, but a credential for your future. The very pain you accuse me of allowing is the very thing that will become your greatest weapon against the darkness. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a victor in training. I have allowed the enemy to send his best shot, but because your house is built on the rock, his best will never be enough to destroy you. It is only enough to shake off the things that don't belong in your life. Stop trying to avoid the storm and learn to stand in it with me. I am the Lord of the winds and the waves, and I have never lost a battle. The why that plagues your mind will one day be replaced with a thank you when you see how I redeemed every single tear. Trust my timing, for I am never too late. At your worst moment, it is not over. It is just the beginning of a miracle that will leave the world in awe. You ask why I did not simply make you incapable of falling. Why, if I knew the pain that would follow, did I not just wire your heart to always choose the right path? Understand this, my beloved. I could have created a universe of clockwork perfection. I could have populated this world with beings who were perfectly programmed to never lie, never hurt, and never wander. They would have been flawless, moving in perfect synchronization like the gears of a great machine. They would have knelt when I told them to kneel and spoken words of praise whenever I pressed a button in their souls. There would be no wars, no betrayals, and no broken hearts. But in all that perfection, there would be a terrifying silence, the silence of a heart that does not beat of its own accord. I did not want a world of robots. I did not want a cold, mechanical kingdom of puppets on a string. I wanted something far more dangerous and far more beautiful. I wanted a family that chooses me because they see my heart and find their home in it. To have a family, I had to grant the gift of free will, and this is the core of the mystery you face. For love to be real, it must be voluntary. Love that is forced is not love at all. It is merely a transaction, a biological command, or a programmed response. If I had taken away your ability to choose the darkness, your choice for the light would have been hollow and meaningless. I gave you the power to say no to me, even though I knew it would break my heart and cause you years of sorrow, because that was the only way your yes could ever carry the weight of eternity. Your freedom is the highest honor I have bestowed upon you. It is the signature of your dignity as a creature made in my image. You are not a pawn on a chessboard or character in a predetermined play without any say in the outcome. I gave you a will so that when you finally turn to me, it is not because you are a slave following an order, but because you are a lover who has found the pearl of great price. Your capacity to wander is exactly what makes your return so precious to me. And hear me clearly, my child. I did not create you for a religion you perform. I did not form you for a scorecard of rituals, as if heaven could be impressed by motion without love. In the beginning, before there were temples, before there were altars built by human hands, there was a garden. There was breath in the trees and gold in the sunlight. And I came near not as a distant judge demanding ceremonies, but as a father who delights to be with his child. I walked with your first parents in the cool of the day. I spoke without thunder. I listened without impatience. Eden was not a stage for spiritual performance. It was a place of presence. It was relationship before rules, closeness before commandments, communion before complexity. That is what my heart has always wanted, not your flawless ritual, but your honest return. Not your perfect words, but your open heart. Not your religious effort, but your companionship, your willingness to walk with me again. Imagine a father who builds a mechanical child because he is afraid of the unpredictability of a real one. He programs the machine to say, "I love you, Father," every hour on the hour. He programs its metal arms to wrap around him in a cold embrace whenever he walks through the door. While the machine never fails and never complains, would that father feel truly loved? No. He would know that every word and every gesture was just a line of code he wrote himself. He would long for a real child, a child who might sometimes be stubborn, who might sometimes wander off into the woods, or who might even shout in anger when they don't understand his ways, but who at the end of a long day of discovery chooses to crawl into his lap and whisper those words because they feel them deep in their soul. That is how I feel about you. I would rather endure the pain of your mistakes and the long, agonizing years of your wandering than have a million programmed hearts that could never truly know the depth of my affection. Your flaws are the scars of your freedom, and your freedom is the only ground where our love can truly grow. So when you look at the world and see the chaos born from this freedom, do not think for a moment that I have lost my grip or that I regret my decision. I knew that the gift of choice would bring the possibility of sin, and sin would bring the reality of suffering. But I also knew that through that very suffering, a deeper, more resilient kind of love would be born, the kind of love that chooses the light even when the darkness is screaming. You are currently in the middle of a story that feels messy, broken, and filled with errors. But this mess is the evidence that you are truly alive. You are not a machine following a script. You are a living soul making its way back to its source through the fires of experience. I am not a tyrant demanding blind obedience. I am a father waiting for the voluntary embrace of his child, who has seen the world and decided that there is no place like home. This robot paradox is the reason you feel so much the highest highs and the lowest lows. It is because your capacity for choice is as vast as the heavens themselves. Embrace this freedom, my child, for even in your darkest detour, I am guiding you back with a love that honors your will while never letting go of your destiny. When I reached into the dust of the earth to form your ancestors, And when I spoke your specific soul into existence, I knew I was performing the most dangerous act in the universe. I was making myself vulnerable to you. For an all-powerful God to grant a creature the power to reject him is the ultimate risk. I knew that by giving you a heart that could choose, I was giving you a heart that could break mine. I saw the history of humanity before it happened, the wars, the cruelty, the coldness, and the way you would sometimes turn your back on the very light that sustains you. I saw the moments you would doubt my goodness and the days you would prefer the shadows to my embrace. And yet, I did not hesitate. I did not pull back my hand. Because I so loved the world, I so loved you, that the risk of your rejection was a price I was willing to pay for the possibility of your love. True love cannot exist without the possibility of its opposite. To give you the capacity for the highest joy, I had to allow the capacity for the deepest sorrow. You often wonder why I let things get so messy, why I didn't stop the first mistake in the garden or the mistakes you made last year. It is because I value your freedom more than I value my own comfort. I am a father who would rather have a son or daughter who wanders into the far country and finally comes home with a heart of true repentance than a prisoner who stays in the house only because the doors are locked. The fall of man was not a surprise to me, but a painful byproduct of the greatest gift ever given. I allowed the risk because I saw the end of the story. I saw you here in this moment, listening to my voice and feeling the stirrings of a home you haven't seen in a long time. The risk was the only path to a relationship that is authentic, deep, and eternal. I didn't want a garden of statues. I wanted a garden of living souls who know the cost of the darkness and therefore truly cherish the light. That is why, because I loved you so much, I did not leave you to drown in the consequences of your freedom. I did not stand on a distant shore watching you struggle in the waves of your own choices. No, my beloved, I stepped into the water. I became like you so that you could become like me. I took on your flesh, your limitations, and your pain. I experienced the ultimate rejection so that you would never have to be truly rejected. I entered the very darkness that human freedom created, and I let it consume me so that I could explode it from the inside out with my resurrection life. This is the measure of my love, not that I kept you from falling, but that I fell with you and then lifted you up on eagle's wings. Your freedom cost me everything, but to me, you were worth it. You are not a burden. You are the prize. You are the joy that was set before me when I endured the cross, despising the shame just to bring you back to my side. Do not think for a moment that I am reacting to your life as if I am surprised by the turns it has taken. Many people believe that when humanity fell, I had to scramble to find a solution, as if I were a gardener trying to save a dying plant I hadn't expected to wither. They think the cross was a plan B, a backup strategy implemented only after things went wrong. But I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I do not react. I ordain. I do not guess. I know. Long before the first star was hung in the velvet of space, long before I breathed the spirit of life into the dust, I saw the cross. I saw your struggles, your failures, and even the moments you would turn away. And in that eternal now of my existence, the solution was already finished. The Lamb was slain before the foundation of the world. Your salvation was not a response to your sin. It was a promise that predated it. I didn't create you and then wonder how to save you. I saved you, and then I created you. You feel like your life is a series of accidents, a chaotic chain of events where one mistake leads to another, leaving you far from where you were supposed to be. You look at the years you've wasted and the opportunities you've lost, feeling like you've moved outside of my will. But I tell you, my child, nothing can thwart my master plan for your life. Even your detours were factored into the path. I am a master weaver who knows how to take the dark threads of your sorrow and the broken threads of your mistakes and weave them into a tapestry of overwhelming beauty. I am working behind the scenes for your good, even when you cannot feel my hand or hear my voice. I did not bring you this far to leave you. Your current struggle is not a sign that you have failed the plan. It is a sign that the plan is entering a deeper phase of preparation. You are being built for the weight of the blessing that is coming. I have an appointed time for every promise I have whispered to your heart. You want everything to happen fast, but I know the perfect season for your harvest. If I gave you the blessing before your character was ready to handle it, that very blessing would crush you. I am preparing you to sustain what I am preparing for you. Do not be discouraged by the silence or the delay. Delay is not denial. It is divine shielding. I am moving people out of your way who would have hindered your growth, and I am aligning circumstances that you cannot yet see. Your life is not a series of random rolls of the dice. It is a carefully orchestrated symphony, and even the minor chords and the dissonant notes are being resolved into a glorious crescendo. Trust my timing. If it hasn't happened yet, it's because I have something even better in store that requires a more mature version of you. Come into agreement with my sovereignty today. Stop trying to figure everything out with your limited human logic. Your mind is a small cup trying to hold the entire ocean of my wisdom. You don't have to understand the plan to trust the architect. When you commit your plans to me, I light your path and give purpose to every step, even the ones that feel like you're walking in the dark. I know how to redeem everything you've been through. Imagine your life is like a container. You have a limited amount of room. If you allow worry and the need to control the outcome to take up space, you leave no room for the peace and confidence I want to pour in. Empty out the negative thoughts. Release the what-ifs and the should-haves. Rest in the truth that the master plan is already written and your name is inscribed in the palm of my hand. You are safe. You are planned. You are exactly where you need to be for the next miracle to begin. Look into the mirror of your soul, my beloved child. When you see your reflection, do not look only at the surface, at the wrinkles of age or the shadows of fatigue. Look deeper. You carry within you the imago Dei, the very image of the living God. You are not a random collection of atoms or a cosmic accident. You are a mirror designed to reflect my glory back into the world. Every time you show kindness, every time you seek justice, and every time you feel a longing for something eternal, it is my light shining through the glass of your existence. You were created to be a vessel of my light, a sanctuary where my spirit can dwell. You are not trash, and you are not a failure. You are my masterpiece, carefully crafted with intention and purpose. I put a part of myself inside of you, a divine spark that can never be extinguished, no matter how much the world tries to dim it. Your ability to create, to dream, and to love with such intensity is the signature I'd left upon your spirit. Why do you think you feel a pull to build things, to write, to sing, or to bring order to chaos? It is because I am the creator and you are my child. Your creativity is a reflection of my infinite imagination. Your capacity to love, to sacrifice your own comfort for the sake of another, is the most profound evidence that you come from me. You were not built to be a passive observer of life. You were built to be a co-creator with the Almighty. When you love, you are acting most like me. When you forgive, you are releasing the fragrance of heaven. Do not let the world tell you that your emotions make you weak. Your ability to feel deeply is proof of your divine origin. A stone feels nothing, but a soul feels everything, because it is made of the same substance as the heart of the universe. Even your pain, My child, is a testament to your greatness. You feel the weight of the world's brokenness because your heart was designed for a perfect kingdom. You weep over injustice because you carry my sense of righteousness. You mourn over loss because you were made for eternal life. Your scars are not signs of your weakness. They are the credentials of your endurance. They prove that you have been through the fire and remained. I see your struggle, and I see the beauty that is emerging from the pressure. Just as a diamond is formed under intense heat and weight, so is my image being sharpened within you. You are becoming a clearer reflection of my character with every test you pass. I am the potter, and you are the clay. I am not smashing the vessel. I am smoothing the edges so that when the light hits you, the world will see a glimpse of my face. Never again allow the enemy to tell you that you are worthless. How can something be worthless when it bears the likeness of the King of Kings? You are a royal heir, a prince or princess of the highest realm, even if you are currently walking through a valley of shadows. I want you to start seeing yourself as I see you. Stop focusing on the cracks in the mirror and start focusing on the light that passes through them. You are a masterpiece in progress, a work of art that is still being painted by the hand of grace. Your life is a holy script, and the author has not yet finished the final chapter. Stand tall today, for you are the mirror of God. You carry a dignity that no human can take away, and a value that no earthly currency can measure. Walk with the confidence of one who knows they are loved, planned, and divine in their very essence. The time has come for the scales to fall from your eyes, my beloved. For too long, you have lived as a slave to the opinions of people who do not even know their own worth. You have walked with your head bowed, carrying the labels the world placed upon you. Unworthy, rejected, average failure. You have allowed the whispers of the enemy to become the soundtrack of your life, believing that you are a mistake or a byproduct of a broken past. But I am here to tear up those false identities. I am here to remind you of the bloodline you carry. You are not a servant trying to earn my favor. You are a child of the King, born into an inheritance of glory. I saw you when you were hiding in the shadows of your own doubt, trying to make yourself small so you wouldn't be hurt again. I saw you when you accepted less than you deserved because you didn't think you were worth the best. Today, that cycle ends. I am restoring your crown and reminding you of your true name. You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. These are not just poetic words. They are the spiritual reality of your existence. You were handpicked by the Creator of the stars to represent my kingdom on this earth. There is a royal dignity within you that the world cannot take away and your mistakes cannot erase. Stop looking at your past to determine your future. Your past is a graveyard, but I am the God of the resurrection. I am calling you out of the tomb of your old identity and into the light of your new authority. You will no longer walk in fear, for fear has no place in the heart of royalty. You will no longer beg for crumbs of affection or validation, for you are already seated at the table of the Most High. I am shifting the atmosphere around you right now, replacing the spirit of heaviness with the garment of praise. And listen carefully. My beloved, royalty is never only a title. It is a responsibility. I did not restore your crown so you could feel important. I restored it so you could carry my heart into the world you walk through. From the beginning, I entrusted humanity with a sacred mandate to be fruitful, to multiply what is good, to cultivate what is alive, to steward what I have made, and to exercise dominion, not as a tyrant who takes, but as a guardian who serves. The authority I gave you was always meant to look like love. I placed creation under your care so that you would learn my ways through responsibility. When you bring order where there was chaos, when you build what heals, when you protect what is vulnerable, when you create beauty instead of destruction, You are not just surviving, you are co-laboring with me. Your work, your gifts, your leadership, your hands, these are not accidents. They are tools of stewardship. And when you remember who you are, you stop using dominion to prove yourself, and you start using it to bless others. This is what it means to reign with me, to carry my character while you carry my assignment. I see the battles you have fought in secret, the ones where you felt completely alone and defeated. I saw you when you thought your life was over, when you felt like you had lost everything that mattered. But hear me now, those battles were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to strip away the false versions of yourself. You are emerging from the fire, not as the same person who entered it, but as a refined, powerful reflection of my grace. The world looks at your scars and sees trauma, but I look at your scars and see a testimony. You are being prepared for a position of influence that you never thought possible. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of a new legacy. I am breathing my life into your dry bones, and I am commanding you to stand up. Your true identity is found in my love, and that love is an unshakable fortress. From this moment forward, you must learn to speak a new language, the language of the kingdom. Stop saying I am weak and start saying I am strong in the Lord. Stop saying I am broke and start saying I am well supplied by the riches of heaven. Your words are seeds, and they are taking root in the fertile soil of this new season. I am opening doors of favor that no man can shut, and I am bringing you into the presence of people who will recognize the light I have placed within you. You are a light set on a hill, and the darkness will never be able to extinguish you. Believe in the version of you that I see. Walk with the posture of a prince, with the confidence of a princess, and with the peace of a child who knows their father owns it all. The restoration has begun, and it will be more beautiful than anything you have lost. I have seen the way you look at your bank account with a heavy heart, my child. I have watched the sleepless nights where you calculated numbers over and over, wondering how you would make ends meet, how you would provide for your family, or how you would ever escape the mountain of debt that seems to grow higher every day. I know the knot in your stomach when the bills arrive and the suffocating feeling of not enough. But I want you to shift your perspective right now. You have been looking at your resources through the lens of lack, but I am the God of infinite abundance. I do not want you to live in the survival mode of a slave. I want you to walk in the provision of a steward. You are not just working for a paycheck. You are managing the resources of the King. I am the one who gives you the power to gain wealth, not so you can build a kingdom of pride, but so you can become a conduit of my blessing to a hurting world. I am preparing to release a divine flow of provision into your life that will exceed your logic. But understand this, I do not place great weight on hands that have not learned faithfulness in the small things. I have been watching how you handle the little you have now. I have seen your secret generosity even when you were afraid, and I have seen your honesty in moments when it would have been easier to compromise. These were not small choices, they were proof of your character. Because you have been faithful in the hidden season, I am preparing you to carry the weight of a greater blessing without losing your soul. This financial breakthrough is not merely a reward for effort. It is an empowerment for assignment. I am opening doors of opportunity, awakening unexpected ideas, and aligning divine connections that will accelerate your path. You are moving from a season of struggle into a season of surplus, but you must keep your heart anchored in me. The doors that have been locked for years are beginning to creak open. I am stirring the hearts of people to favor you, people you haven't even met yet. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way, the God who brings water from the rock and manna from the sky. Do not partner with the spirit of poverty or the lies of scarcity. Do not rehearse lack as if it is your identity. I say you are well supplied, so refuse the voice that calls you abandoned. I say you are the lender and not the borrower, so refuse the fear that chains you to debt. As you commit your plans to me, I will light your path and reveal the strategies you need to prosper, not through panic, but through wisdom, not through striving, but through obedience. This is not about luck. It is about covenant. I am breaking the ceilings you have been hitting for years, and I am dismantling the patterns of generational lack that have followed your family like a shadow. I am teaching you to think like an heir and to steward like one. You are the one I have chosen to break the cycle and establish a new legacy, one marked by provision, peace, and generosity. So lift your head, my child. You are not a victim of the economy. You are a citizen of a kingdom that does not know recession. Trust me with the how and the when. There is an appointed time for your harvest, and it is nearer than you have dared to believe. Walk forward in quiet confidence, knowing this: I am your provider, and I will not fail you. I have felt every sting of betrayal that has ever pierced your heart, my child. I was there in the room when those words of malice were whispered behind your back. I felt the coldness of the shoulder turned against you, and the ache of the silence from those you thought would never leave your side. You have spent many nights replaying conversations, wondering what you did wrong or why your love was met with such cruelty. But hear me now, I allowed those doors to close because they were leading you into rooms where my purpose for you would have been stifled. I have been weeding your garden, pulling up the tares that were trying to choke the life out of your wheat. It was not a punishment. It was a divine pruning. I am removing the toxic weights and the draining voices so that your spirit can finally breathe the air of the heights I have destined for you. Those who walked away were not meant to see the glory of your next season. There is a holy separation happening in your life right now. I am shifting your circles and recalibrating your connections. For too long you have been trying to pour your wine into old cracked wineskins that could not hold the depth of who you are becoming. I am bringing an end to the season of being misunderstood and undervalued. As the shadows of past relationships fade, I am preparing to bring your soul family across your path. People who will see the light in you and fan it into a flame. People who will speak life into your dreams and hold up your arms when you are weary. You are moving away from those who only knew your history and toward those who will celebrate your destiny. Trust the departures, for they are making room for the divine arrivals. I am not just healing your wounds. I am building a fortress of loyalty and love around you that the enemy cannot penetrate. I know that your heart is heavy with the weight of people who have wronged you, but I am calling you to a higher strength today. Yielding to me sounds like weakness to the world, but it is your highest power. Forgiveness is not about saying what they did was right. It is about releasing the prisoner and realizing the prisoner was you. When you let go of the bitterness, you stop giving them free rent in your mind. I want you to be free, my beloved. I want your container to be filled with joy and creativity, not the poison of old grudges. Radical gratitude transforms your suffering into strength and your scars into your credentials. You are not a victim of their choices. You are a victor by my grace. I am restoring what the locusts have eaten, and I am giving you beauty for your ashes. The love that is coming will be so pure and so true that it will make you forget the pain of the betrayal. You are not meant to walk this journey alone. I am knitting you into a body of light, and your true family is already on the way. Relax and trust me. The bridge to your future is built on the love that never fails. My precious child, I have seen you wandering through the labyrinth of your own expectations, searching for a mission as if it were a hidden treasure buried in a field you cannot find. You have exhausted yourself trying to be someone important, trying to achieve a title, or trying to prove your worth through endless labor. You have looked at the world and felt small, thinking that because you do not have a stage or a massive following, your life lacks a divine assignment. But I am here to pull back the curtain and reveal the truth. Your mission is not a job description, and it is not a destination you reach after years of struggle. Your mission is not to work until you are hollow. Your mission is to be. I did not create you to be a tool that I use and then discard. I created you to be a light that reflects my glory. You have been so busy looking for the work that you have forgotten the worker. The greatest assignment I have ever given you is simply to let my love flow through you into a world that is freezing in the dark. You are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Do not let the world measure your worth by your productivity or the zeros in your bank account. In my kingdom, greatness is not found in how many people serve you, but in how much of my light you carry into the ordinary moments of your day. Every time you offer a kind word to a stranger, every time you choose patience over anger, and every time you stand in the truth when it would be easier to lie, you are fulfilling your purpose. Your existence is not an accident, and your presence in this specific time and place is a strategic placement by my hand. You were created to be a beacon of my presence. Your mission is to radiate the peace I have given you, to mirror the creativity I have placed within you, and to manifest the hope that only comes from knowing me. When you realize that your value is inherent in your identity as my child, the pressure to become something melts away, and you finally have the freedom to shine. I know the thoughts I have toward you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope that surpasses your wildest dreams. My plans for you are not a burden to be carried, but a river to be flowed in. You have spent so much energy trying to force doors open. But I am telling you today that when you align your heart with mine, the doors will open of their own accord. Your mission is to walk in the works I have already prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You don't have to invent a purpose. You only have to discover the one I have already written. Whether you are in a boardroom, a kitchen, a hospital, or a quiet room alone, you are on duty. You are my representative. Your big assignment is the person standing right in front of you. Your great work is the integrity you maintain when no one is watching. Stop looking for a stage and start looking at the light already inside you. As you step into this revelation, you will find that the weariness begins to lift. The hidden season you have been in was not a waste of time. It was the construction site where I was building the character necessary to sustain the light I am about to pour through you. You are not being hidden. You are being polished. The world is waiting for the authentic version of you, the one who doesn't have to perform, but who simply exists in the fullness of my grace. Your mission is to be the living proof that I am a God of restoration, a God of love, and a God who never leaves a masterpiece unfinished. Embrace the simplicity of your calling. Love me, love others. Let the rest of the plan unfold in my perfect timing. You are exactly where you need to be, and you are doing exactly what you were made for. The light is already within you. Now simply let it shine. I have watched you marking the days on the calendar of your soul, my child. I have seen the way you sighed as another month passed, and the breakthrough you were praying for seemed as distant as the farthest star. You felt like you were stuck in a perpetual winter, a frozen wasteland where nothing grows and the sun never quite reaches the horizon. You asked me how much longer, Father, while you struggled to keep your head above the waves of exhaustion. But I am here to tell you that the season has changed in the spiritual realm. The ground is thawing. The seeds you planted in the cold, hard earth of your darkest moments, the seeds of prayer, the seeds of sacrifice, and the seeds of silent endurance, are finally beginning to push through the surface. The hidden season is over. You are entering a timeline shift, a moment in eternity, where delay is swallowed up by my divine acceleration. I am moving the hands of the clock for your sake, bringing the harvest closer than you imagined while you were still standing in the rain. You have sown in tears, but you shall reap in shouts of joy. I have seen every drop that fell from your eyes, and I tell you, not one was wasted. Each tear became water for the roots of your destiny. The struggle you went through was not meant to bury you, but to plant you. And now the fruit is ripening. You are about to see a convergence of blessings that will leave you breathless. Things that usually take years to accomplish will now happen in months. Doors that were barred for a decade will swing open in a single day. This is the suddenly you have been waiting for. It is not because of your own strength or your own timing, but because the appointed time of the Father has arrived. I am aligning circumstances and hearts to favor you in ways that defy human logic. Your period of preparation is complete. Your season of unveiling has begun. The heavy weight you have been carrying is being exchanged for the wings of my spirit. I want you to recognize the shift as it rises within you. Do not dismiss it as mere emotion, and do not call it just another day. This is alignment. This is transition. This is the moment where what felt delayed begins to move quietly at first, then suddenly all at once. And before I place the final seal of this promise upon you, I want you to do one holy thing. Agree with me in your heart. Let faith become your posture again. Let hope stand up inside you. Refuse to speak the language of waiting as if it is your destiny. The old timeline of lack and exhaustion is not where you live anymore. I am pulling you out of that corridor and leading you into the rhythm of my fulfillment. Do not look back at the desert you have just crossed. The shadows of your past have no power in the brilliance of this new morning. I am making all things new, and that includes the very rhythm of your life. The fatigue that has plagued your body and the fog that has clouded your mind are being cleared away by the wind of my spirit. You are about to see that I am never too late and I am never early. I am always perfectly on time. The delay was not my absence. It was my protection shielding you until the world was ready for the version of you that I have forged in the fire. Now you are fireproof. Now you are ready. Now the gates are opening. Stand tall and breathe in the fresh air of your miracle. The wait is over, my beloved. Your harvest is not just coming, it is already moving toward your door. Embrace the shift, for your destiny has arrived. Now, my beloved, the time has come to seal these words into the very fabric of your soul. I want you to take a deep, slow breath and find a place of absolute stillness within your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that you are standing in a garden of light, where the air is thick with the fragrance of peace and the sound of many waters. Feel my presence surrounding you like a warm golden cloak. I am standing right beside you, and I am placing my hands upon your weary shoulders. Can you feel the warmth? Can you feel the weight of my glory pressing down? Not to crush you, but to anchor you, I am breathing my life into the places where you felt dead. I am pouring my holy oil into the cracks of your broken spirit. This is not just a message you have heard. This is a covenant I am making with you today. You are mine, and I will never let you go. The promises I have spoken are not mere suggestions. They are decrees from the throne of grace that are now taking root in your life. And because you are mine, hear the deeper promise beneath every promise: you were not created to end in ashes. You were not designed to be swallowed by loss or to be trapped forever in the grief of this world. There is a home prepared for you more real than your fears, more enduring than your pain. A day is coming when what has tormented you will no longer have access to you. A day is coming when the wound that kept reopening will finally close, and the last tear you have carried in secret will be wiped away by my own hand. The breaking, the burying, the waiting, none of it is the final word. I am leading you toward a holy reunion where death will not interrupt love, where separation will not steal what I have restored, and where sorrow will not sit at your table again. You will not be a visitor in that place. My child, you will be home. And on that day, you will understand with perfect clarity, I created you for communion with me, and I redeemed you to bring you all the way back, you. I declare over you right now that the spirit of fear is broken. I declare that the chains of your past are shattered into 1,000 pieces. From this moment on, you will walk with the authority of an heir. When you speak, the darkness will tremble because it recognizes the resonance of my voice in yours. When you move, doors will open and mountains will be cast into the sea. I am sealing your identity, your finances, your relationships, and your mission with the blood of the Lamb. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment I shall condemn. You are emerging from this encounter as a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. Carry this peace with you as a shield. Let it be the quiet confidence that guards your heart against the noise of the world. You are planned, you are prepared, and you are precious beyond measure. You are no longer a victim of chance, but a victor by my design. Do not leave this holy ground without leaving your mark. This family of light needs your presence, and you need this community to stay strong in the days ahead. Press that like button one final time as a thunderous yes to my will, and subscribe to ensure that you never lose your connection to my daily whispers. Be a vessel of my love. Share this message with 3 souls who are lost in the dark. For as you pour out, I will pour back into you. Now seal this prophecy for all of eternity. Let the heavens hear your declaration. Go to the comments and type, "I am chosen, not a mistake," or simply "Amen," to lock this blessing into your reality forever. It is done. It is finished. Your new life begins now. Go in. My peace, for I am with you, always, even unto the end of the age. I love you, my child, and I am so proud of the masterpiece you are becoming.